Yeah, I could write shite poke on it too, but I ain't gonna.
What's shite poke?
Shite poke's a bird.
Is it what you call the bird, Gramps?
Yep.
If the bird had a watch fob, would you write shite poke on it, Gramps?
Birds don't have watch fobs.
But if one did, would you write shite poke on it?
I expect so.
Because that's what you call the bird, isn't it, Gramps?
That's right, Sonny.
Then, Gramps, what do you call me?
Ah, I call you lots of things. Sonny, Crummy.
No, it's the name you call me.
Oh, Pud. Pud. That's what you look like. Pud.
It's what you call me, isn't it, Gramps?
That's right, Sonny.
Then, if the watch fob belongs to me, and you call me Pud, you ought to write Pud on it.
Whoa. I told you, I ain't gonna write Pud on this here watch fob.
But Pud's my name.
Your name is John Guilford Northrop, and that's what I'm gonna engrave on this watch fob. John Guilford Northrop.
Well, I like Pud better.
Pud's too simple. P-U-D. John Guilford Northrop, and don't you forget it.
Where's Mom gone today, Gramps?
On with your father.
Where did he go?
Up to Gainesville to make a call.
Is somebody sick?
Somebody's always sick, Sonny.
Well, I'm going to be a doctor when I grow up, too.
You bet you are. You're gonna be as good a doctor as your daddy.
Better, maybe.
Well, that's a stiff order, Sonny. Your daddy is an A#1 doctor.
What's a number one, Gramps?
Oh, it's just A#1. Here, what do you think of that?
I guess it's all right, Gramps.
What do you mean you guess it's all right?
Well, the G looks a little more like a C, I think.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that G could use a little bit more of a tail on it. Yes, it could. Thank you, Sonny.
You're welcome, Gramps. I guess we'd better walk out to Miller's Park one of these days. We need some new stones for our collection.
Oh, you remind me. I picked up another bone the other day, out by the meat shop.
Is it a human bone, Gramps?
Might be.
Looks pretty human to me.
Might be.
It's a very fine specimen anyway, Gramps. This frog is getting kind of old.
Oh, yes, it is. Well, I suppose we'll have to throw that old frog out in a few days.
It's a very fine specimen, though, Gramps.
We'll get another one.
Aunt Demetria's a pissmire. Aunt Demetria's a pissmire.
Oh, where did you hear that?
You told Granny she was.
You mustn't use that word about your Aunt Demetria.
Well, why not? You said she was pissmire.
She is a pissmire. It's the worst pissmire I know. You know what a pissmire is, boy?
Nope.
A pissmire is an ant, and it's one of the meanest ants that crawls. And your Aunt Demetria is a pissmire. But you mustn't say it. It makes your granny mad.
But why is Aunt Demetria so mean, Gramps?
Born that way.
Why was she born that way?
Well, I tell you, it's like this. Your other Gramps,
What Gramps?
I say, when your other Gramps was alive,
What other Gramps?
your mother's father, Shaw boy, didn't you know you had another Gramps? Everybody has two Gramps.
But I don't want another Gramps, Gramps. Do you have another Pud?
No, you're the only Pud I have.
Then you're the only Gramps I ever had.
All right. This other feller, we'll call him your grandfather. Is that okay?
I guess so, Gramps.
All right. Well, he had a whole lot of children. And the first one he had was your Aunt Demetria. Well, he was just a young buck then, and that was a long time ago. He didn't have no sense at all. So he didn't do a very good job. But then he had actually he botched it up all the way around. Then he had a whole bunch more children to practice on. And the last one he had was your mother. Now there, He did a real sweet job. Yep. Pretty nigh perfect job.
But you sure made a mess of Aunt Demetra.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, boy.
Julia!
Oh, hail.
Where's Hell, Gramps?
Where the woodbine twineth. Don't ever touch this, boy.
Give me some.
No.
Just a little taste.
You wouldn't like it, boy.
Please, Gramps. Please.
Teach yourself.
Yeah. Julia!
I told you.
What do you drink it for?
Oh, I drink it from a chip. I drink it because I drink it because your granny's yelling for me. I'm going to have to walk that damn stinky dog.
I like the way Betty smells.
You're welcome to it.
Betty, when you two get together over some gym crack, you're as deaf as a post.
Was you calling us, Nellie? I didn't hear you.
None so deaf as him that doesn't want to hear. I hollered loud enough to raise the dead. There you go. Don't hear Grandpa, Betty.
And I'll thank you not to claim kin to me with this bitch. Shut up. That's what she is. Not more, not less than a bitch.
A dog or a bitch, you never know which.
There you are.
I swear, Miss Nellie, I never taught him that.
Turning your own grandson into a smutty mouth, just like yourself.
Honest, Miss Nellie, I never taught him that.
I never thought I'd live to see the day. Oh.
All right. Come on, Petunia.
Oh, and her name's not Petunia.
All right. Come on, Sweet Pea.
I have to take it for you, Gramps. It's kind of hot for you to be out today.
Why, yes it is. Thank you kindly. Go with your uncle there, Betty.
I'm Betty's uncle?
Seems so.
He mimics everything you do. He hardly gets to see his own father. Jim is so busy. First thing you know, he's going to turn out to be just like you. Is that what you want?
Oh, I want him to go further than I have.
Well, then you're going to have to set a good example, Julian. You're going to have to stop your swearing and smoking that smelly pipe. Well, you never draw a breath that ain't full of smoking or swearing. You got to change your ways, Julian. Otherwise, I'm going to talk to Jim and Susan about sending Bud away to school.
Send him away to school at his age?
They'll be better than being around you so much.
Ain't no school would take him. He's too little.
Oh, yes, there is. Demi's found a nice
Demetria. I might have known she was behind this. Old bird stuffer.
She's a fine Christian woman, and I won't hear a word against her.
She's a bird stuffer.
Oh, she's no such thing.
Oh, Miss Nellie, I don't know why you're always sticking up for Demi. She's a bird stuffer, and you know it.
Well, Demi has her faults, but she's talked time and time again to Susan about how you're poisoning Pud's mind. And now she's found this nice boarding school run by a Baptist woman.
Baptist woman? Pud ain't going to no school run by no Baptist woman.
Well, then you're going to have to change your ways, Julian Northrop. You're a bad influence, and it's got to be stopped. It's just got to be. What is a bird stuffer, Julian?
It's just a bird stuffer.
Well, it must mean something.
Nope, it don't. Adam saw a dog, looked like a dog, and he called it a dog. I saw Demi, she looked like a bird stuffer. I called her a bird stuffer. So she is a bird stuffer.
Oh, sultry today, ain't it?
Hotter than a bull mink in mating season.
Well, that I don't know about. Oh, I guess we'll get rain. I hope it doesn't spoil Susan's day. She so seldom gets to go on a case with Jim
Why'd you go today?
for the pleasure of his company.
She remained up in the mountains, remained up in the mountains. She remained up in the mountains all that night.
Julian, I just don't feel very well. I'm going to go on upstairs. Oh.
All right, Miss Nellie. I'll come lie down too when Pud comes in. Feeling awful tired myself.
Life is beer and Skittles, and she's eating fancy victuals in that West Virginia.
Mr. Julian Northrop, I believe.
Hey, what's that? I didn't catch that.
Most people don't hear me the first time.
How in blazes am I supposed to hear you if I'm asleep?
Are you sure that you were asleep?
I must have drowsed off. Awful tired all of a sudden. Who are you and what do you want?
I request that you come with me now.
Where are you going?
Where the woodbine twineth.
Where the woodbine. I said that. And I made it up. That's what you say to a child. I ain't no child.
Aren't you?
No, I ain't. Say, who are you anyway?
You may call me Mr. Brink.
Well, Mr. Brink, I don't like you. I wouldn't go with you to a rat fight, so now you know.
I'm sorry.
I don't like the way you snuck up here. I don't like the way you talk.
I'm afraid that will have to be as it may be.
Oh, you are. Ah! Oh, you better. You better.
You see, it's time for you to come with me.
No. No, it ain't. I'm staying right here. I'm waiting for Pud. You better get off my son's property. You get. What?
Julian! Who are you shouting at like that?
There was a fella here.
Where is he?
He's gone now.
What do you want?
You don't rightly know, Miss Nellie.
Julian, you better come upstairs out of this hot room.
Yes, I guess I better head.
Gramps! Who's that man?
Oh, you seen him, did you, Sonny?
Sure, he was down the walk. Who was he?
I don't rightly know.
Well, what did he want?
He wanted me to go with him,
Where?
where the woodbine twineth.
Oh, you mean hell?
I think we better both get up out of this hot room.
Oh, thank you, Marcy. Just set it there. I'll leave it there till I need it.
How are you feeling today, Mrs. Northrop?
Oh, it won't be long now before I'm on my back for good.
Oh, you've got years and years yet.
Well, I don't know as I want years and years yet.
Anyway, where the hell's some more?
Oh, here's some.
Thank you, Marcy. How did we find things before you came to work with us?
Granny, why do they put dead people in coffins?
Oh, Bud.
There, Miss Nellie. Now don't talk about that anymore, boy.
But why do they, Gramps?
Because that's the way they take care of them. Now read your story, Bud.
That's all right, Miss Nellie. That's all right.
I don't know. I'm just so tired, Julian.
Oh, of course you are. Now everything's all right, Miss Nellie.
Is it very comfortable in a coffin?
Yes, it's very comfortable in a coffin.
As comfortable as my bed?
Sure. As comfortable as your bed. Now read your damn story.
It's very comfortable in a coffin, Pud.
My mom and pop are in coffins now, and they put them in the ground and they lower them like this. My dear Lord, you may now command thy tender will.
Don't, Pud. Don't. I told you.
It's all right, Julian. Yes, Pud. Your mama and papa are very comfortable.
My papa was a brave man, wasn't he?
Yes, he was, dear. Very brave.
He drove his automobile right off the road so he wouldn't hurt a little boy just like me.
That's right, darling.
But I must never forget that my dear mama and papa were taken from me, and I will never have any others, and I am an orphan.
Who told you that?
Aunt Demetra.
There, that damned old hellion.
Jen.
That damned old hellion saying things like that to the boy. Enough to make a preacher swear.
Well, I'm going to swear when I'm 11.
What?
But you said I could, Gramps.
Did you tell that boy? Did you?
I think that's enough about that.
Who you writing to anyway, Julian?
Reverend Murdoch. He looked pretty shabby when he was preaching that funeral sermon. I guess preaching don't pay like it used to.
Well, what you writing him for?
I'm going to send him a check for $50. That's a good deed, ain't it, even if I do say so myself?
Well, doing a good deed and leading a good Christian life is two different things.
Gramps, if you do good deed and then you make a wish, it'll come true.
How's that?
If you do good deed and then you make a wish, it'll come true.
That's so, boy.
That's what my book says.
Then it must be so.
So make a wish, Gramps. Make a wish.
All right, Sonny. As soon as I think of a good one. Listen, Miss Nellie. How does this sound? Dear Reverend Murdoch, enclosed is a check for $50, for which please kindly send me one copy of the sermon you preached at the funeral of my son, James Northrop, M.D., and his wife, Susan. If you don't have it down on paper, maybe you wouldn't mind writing out the gist of the thing, which I thought was very good and proper and appropriate to the occasion. I hope the enclosed check will compensate you in some part for the trouble this will make you. Yours truly, Julian Northrop. Now, you don't think he'd take offense at that, do you?
Well, I don't think so, Julian.
No. Don't want to offend the old bastard.
Julian!
Sorry, forgot. Take it back.
I'm going to the toilet.
What?
I'm going to the toilet.
Well, you don't have to tell the neighbors about it. When you need to go, you just get up quietly and go.
Just say you need to wash your hands, boy.
Go along, bud. 'Twasn't an accident.
How's that?
'Twasn't an accident that killed Jim and Susan.
Of course it was, Miss Nellie. They turned over in their car.
God took Jim and Susan.
Oh.
At the funeral, I heard the voice of the Lord. It was during the hymn, and I was asking myself, why was this cross put upon us? I wondered, what had we done that was so bad? And suddenly it came to me. It was you.
Me?
Well, you and me both, Julian.
Well, what have we been doing that's bad? I can't think of nothing. Unless you've been up to something.
Well, I have, Julian. I've been closing my eyes to the way you've been ruining Bud. We can't bring up a little boy, Julian, all by ourselves. We're too old.
Sure we can, Miss Nellie. Same way we raised up Jim. I'll keep teaching him to cuss. Keep teaching him not to. He'll turn out pretty good, you'll see.
We gotta find another way to raise that boy.
Ain't nobody gonna raise that boy but us.
But the voice of the Lord.
The voice of the Lord, nothing. You heard the voice of Demetria.
No, 'twasn't. 'Twas the Lord's.
It was Demetria's.
Julian Northrop, I guess I know the difference between the Lord's voice and Demetria Riffles.
My strap's in then.
Goody Granny.
Oh, come here, darling. Let's get you all buttoned up nice and fixed. There we go. You gotta... What's the matter, darling?
I had too much ladies' arms around me lately.
Too many arms.
Too many arms. I'd like to have none arms around me for a little while.
Oh, very well, then.
You hadn't ought to speak that way to your granny. If she wants to kiss you now and again, you should just let her.
But she kisses awfully wet.
Oh, now that don't cut no ice. And I don't never want to see you smoking or using bad language. And above all, I don't never want to hear you swear.
Gramps! Gramps! There's a boy stealing apples again.
Damn it to hell! Where is he?
He's up in the apple tree. Hurry,
Hey,
Gramps!
hey, you young shite poke. You stay there, I'm coming for you.
Hurry, Gramps! He's getting away.
Hey, you, I'm going to give you such a tanning.
Oh, he got away. Didn't wait.
Oh, hell. I wish anyone climbed up that tree, wouldn't be able to come down until I say so.
Gramps! Gramps, you made a wish! You wished!
Huh?
You wished if anybody climbed that tree, you'd have to stay up there till you let them down.
A lot of good it'll do me.
Gee, I bet one of these days we can catch one of those bad kids and keep them up there for 100 years. Maybe a million.
Oh, hello, Demi.
Oh, hell.
Come right in.
Dear little Lammy, what's the matter? Is he still thinking of his mama and papa?
Leave that boy alone for God's sake.
Julian! Let me go.
There, little Lammy. Your Aunt Demetria understands. You must be a brave boy. God
Leave
has...
that boy alone, I say.
Would you deny the child Christian comfort as mama and
To
papa?
hell with your Christian comfort.
Come here, Pud.
I hate you.
So now you know.
Come here to me, Pud.
Like hell he will.
Like hell I will.
See? You whited sepulcher.
Whited sup. You woman of Babylon! You!
You piss mark.
That's right, Sonny. Let's get out of here.
You heard it, Nellie.
Oh, I never thought I'd live to see the day.
You heard what he called me. He called me a...
I know. Revelation 17:5. Don't say it, Demi.
Of course. I mean, I know I'm a nobody, and maybe what people say about me is true, but I'm certainly not a...
Of course you're not. I don't know what Julian was thinking.
I mean, he said it in front of that sweet little boy. But then again, it's none of my business.
Of course it's your business.
No, I'll just stay home from now on. I'm a downright nuisance.
Why, you're no such thing. You're a dear, sweet Christian woman, and you gotta stop running yourself down. Why, you're the only God-fearing woman that Well, I wonder if that's what the voice of God meant. What? I wonder if you shouldn't bring Pud up.
Me?
Your own sister's child, and you can bring him up the way God wants. Maybe that's what God meant.
I mean, I thought of it, Nellie, but I couldn't afford to give him the things he's used to. Unless, of course, Jim left a will or something like that.
Why, he did, Demi. Jim left a will.
Well, imagine that. How much? Is the little Lammy well taken care of?
Why, Jim left $15,000.
15,000. Dear little Lammy. Well, Nellie, maybe you're right.
About what?
Maybe I should adopt Pud.
Adopt him?
Yes, if he has $15,000, I could afford to give him the things he's used to.
But I didn't exactly mean, I just sort of thought, you wouldn't have to adopt him, would you? I just sort of thought he could kind of live over there with you and then come visit with Julian and me in the afternoons. And no, Demi. Julian and I better...
I see. So you'll allow Julian to raise him up like a heathen?
Oh, I don't know what to do, Demi. I'm just so tired.
Would you like some more soda, Mrs. Martha?
Oh, yes, I would, Marcy. I'm afraid I'm still a little rumbly down there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Miss Riffle.
Good afternoon. You don't mean to tell me you have that Marcia Giles living in this house?
Why, yes. She came to help out after the funeral. good, straightforward girl, isn't she?
Well, her and young Bill Murdoch, Reverend Murdoch's son,
Well, what about them, Demi?
carrying on as brazen as you please. And you're okay with having someone like that around Pud and Nellie, Northrop?
Well, I didn't know about it, Demi.
Well, you could have asked me.
Dead frog!
Oh,
Beautiful specimen. Pud just found it.
oh, perfectly disgusting.
Oh, don't feel this way, Demi. Way to put you up there next to him a little while.
Julian!
In a hurry, Miss Nellie. Pud's waiting for me under the barn. He found a new mushroom. Think we got a Pleurotus austratus on our hands.
Well, you be careful. That could be a toadstool.
Well, that's what we're going to find out.
Marcia,
Oh, wait a minute, Julian.
Now, what is it, Miss Nellie?
Well, it's Marcia. I'm afraid we're going to have to get rid of her. Seems she's been carrying on with young Bill Murdoch.
Bill Murdoch? Good. Fine young boy.
and you're fine with having that kind of woman in your house?
What do you mean, that kind of woman?
Why, she's nothing more than a common...
You're a liar.
Don't you talk to Demi that way. We don't know anything about Marcia.
I know about her. I knew she was a nice girl the moment I saw her.
Demi knows what she's talking about.
What do you know? Tell me one thing.
All right. I saw them. Down in the park.
And what were they doing down in the park?
Kissing. Kissing like you never saw. Fair make blood boil. They carry on like that in public? What must they be doing when they're alone?
Well, Demi, maybe they just kiss.
That makes me so mad. That makes me so damn mad.
Julian, stop your swearing. Stop your swearing.
Miss Nellie, if you listen to one more word this hellion says, you're just a plain fool.
You can't call me a fool, Julian. You can't call me a fool.
I'm disappointed in you, Miss Nellie. I'm disappointed in you.
There. You tired yourself all out. I should have never said anything about Marcia. It's all my fault.
No, you did just right, Demi. You did just right.
Damn old hellion. Even makes me fight with Miss Nellie.
You can't call me a fool, Demi, and he can't say he's disappointed in me.
I don't know how you put up with it. Now, here's your knitting.
Oh,
Now, are you going to talk to Marcia?
well, if you just saw them kissing.
Ellie,
All right, call her to me. Ask her to bring me a cup of tea.
Mr. Northrop, Pud's yelling for you.
Come here! What the hell do you mean by kissing men in the park?
What?
Don't you know it's a sin for a girl to kiss men in the park?
But I didn't. I wasn't kissing men in the park. I was just kissing one man.
Well, what were you kissing him in the park for?
Well, we were in the park and
From now on, you bring him up here and kiss him.
what?
I said, you bring him up here and kiss him. It's time we had some more kissing around here. How's Pud gonna learn anything about kissing if he don't never see none?
Oh, Mr. Northrop.
There, Marcy. You in love with him?
Oh yes, we've been engaged all summer now.
Well, thought I saw the symptoms.
Bill's only got one more year left in law school, and then we're going to be married. He took highest honors in his class last year.
Well, you just tell that to Miss Nellie and everything will be just fine. And the next time you and Bill are in the park and you see Demi, you make him give you a big smacker right in front of him.
she wasn't there. Must be outside. Oh, Marcia.
Yes, Miss Ripple?
Mrs. Northrop would like you to make her a cup of tea, and she has something to say to you.
All right, Miss Ripple.
You just tell her you're engaged and that Bill took highest honors in his class.
Mr. Northrop?
Yeah?
Bill only took next highest honors in his class.
Well, then tell her he got next to highest honors. Next to hires is good enough, damn it.
All right, Mr. Northrop.
Real honest girl, that Marcy.
Gee, I wish Granny would knit 2 bumps on the front of my sweater the way Marcy's got hers.
Huh? Hey, none of that from you, young man. Not that there ain't something to what you're noticing.
She needs the money so bad.
There are some things more important than money.
Well, I'll just finish these mittens. I was knitting them for Jim, but Julian can use them now. And after my cup of tea, I think I could drop off for a bit.
No, just as you should.
Oh, you know, he don't mean, I feel sort of funny, and Julian, he don't mean all those things he says. He's just a rough-spoken man.
Who? Julian?
And he ain't a blasphemer. Well, not exactly. He never sneers at religion. He just don't have no interest in it.
Amounts to the same. Oh, Nellie, dear, do you think I should take over some of Pud's things now?
Pud's things?
Well, yes, and then tomorrow morning I'll go down to Mr. Pilbeam's and drop the paperwork for you to sign. About the will and the adoption and all.
Now, see here, Demi. I didn't say anything about you adopting Pud. You're trying to put words in my mouth. I don't like the way you're acting.
Nellie Northrop, you said not 5 minutes ago you wanted me to adopt Pud.
Well, I just wondered about it.
You said it.
Well, if I did, I was wrong. I can see that now. No. Julian and I will... No. I don't like the way you're acting.
All right. No, you just forget all about it.
Demi, ask Julian to come here. I want... Yeah, apples is nice and ripe now.
Those nasty brats deserve a good whooping, stealing other people's property.
Oh, Julian never catches them. He gets to bellow and gives them plenty of time to get away.
Well, maybe I can catch one. Nasty little thief.
Well, don't forget, ask Julian to step in.
Come down from there. I see you.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just
You're just a thief is what you are.
taking me apples.
Well, good for nothing. You come down from there.
I can't.
Well, you got up there.
My pants is caught behind.
Either you come down from there or I'll call the law on you.
I didn't do anything. I didn't take me apples yet.
You come down from there and I'll teach you to trespass.
You'll do what?
Well, there's a boy up in the apple tree.
And what were you going to teach him?
I would think you would be happy I caught a trespasser for you.
And how was you going to teach him not to trespass?
I was going to give him a good whooping's what I do.
Oh, you would? Well, thank you for telling me, Demi. Seeing as how we got 2 trespassers here, I'll just start with the one that's handiest.
Oh, don't be so silly, Julian.
Hit her, Gramps. Hit her in the rug.
What? You little brat.
Get off of my property.
All right, Julian Northup. Maybe one of these days you'll find out whose property this really is.
You'll find out I can take care of my own.
Sometimes the law has something to say about things.
Whose boy are you?
Judge Martin.
What are you stealing my apples for?
I'm hungry.
Don't your folks give you nothing to eat?
Yes, sir.
Ah, so you're apple hungry.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you come down?
I can't.
Why can't
My britches is caught.
you? Your britches is gone.
Gramps, it's your wish. He can't go down. He can't.
Shh. You get yourself unhooked there, boy, and come down as fast as you can.
Yes, sir. I'm coming down. My britches is loose now. Oh, Gramps, should have let him unloose his britches. We could have kept him up there for a million years.
Would that have been nice, Sonny? Come here. I'll teach you to steal. There and there. Now, the next time you want apples, you don't come sneaking around the back like this. You go to the front, you ring the bell, and you ask, will you do that?
Yes, sir. Well, like hell he will. Ah, how dare you.
You boys stop that. Lay off at him there, Pud. Go on then.
Thank you, Mr. Northrop. Oh, Gramps, what'd you stop us for? I packed with it and licked.
I guess you did. Them apples I gave him will taste pretty better, because you didn't steal 'em.
Boost me up, Gramps. Boost me up.
Boost you up? You don't have to steal. Oh, Nikolai Gallagher, you're a full-time job. There, you're up.
Now you know I can't get down till you let me.
My lordy and Miss Boopy Doop, you sure do beat the trolley cars.
Well, you wished nobody could come down till you let them. That was your wish.
That's right, I guess so.
So you know I can't come down either. Hope you won't keep me up here too long, Gramps.
Well, might keep you up there for a week. Maybe for 100 years. Yeah, just depends on how I feel.
Oh no, Gramps.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that one. Ah.
Here's your tea, Mrs. Northrop.
Oh, thank you, Marcy. Just set it there. Yeah,
Is there anything wrong, Mrs. Northrop?
wrong? Oh, I'm just tired. I think I'll sleep after my tea. Well, now, wait a minute, Marcy. There was something I needed to talk to you about. Now, what was it? Well, there, I've forgotten. It couldn't have been important. Marcy,
Yes, Mrs. Northrop?
Marcy, you just see that Julian always has his pipe. Will you do that?
Yes, Mrs. Northrop?
You're a good girl, Marcy. Now go on back to whatever it was you were doing.
Don't you think you've done enough?
Is that you, Julian?
No, not Julian.
Well, who is it?
It's Mr. Brink. You seem rather tired.
Oh, I am tired, Mr. Brink.
I thought so. Well, it's time for you to come with me.
Go with you? Brink? I don't know any. Hey, what call you got to come butting in around here?
I usually come to bedrooms. It's so much more comfortable
What is?
to come with me.
Why should anybody want to go with you?
It's customary.
Well, you'll just have to sit and wait. I'm not going to stir from this spot till I finish these mittens. I'm just narrowing off at the top now.
Yes, I know that you are.
What do you know about knitting?
I didn't mean the mittens. I meant you.
What a fool thing to say. Don't you know the difference between a lady and a mitten?
Yes, I know a lady from a mitten.
Well, you'll just have to wait. I'm knitting these for my son Jim. Why? He says when he drives to Gainesville, there ain't nothing keeps his hands warm like a pair of my mittens. Oh, those boughten things you get at the store, they're no good. And a doctor has to go out in all kinds of weather, you know.
He's not going to need them this year.
Oh, what do you know about it?
Oh, I know many things.
Well, I wager I could show you a thing or two about knitting.
No doubt. Are you ready now?
No, I'm just finishing off. There. Don't that red stripe look nice with the gray?
Excellent, my dear. Excellent. Come now.
Well, I might just leave you up there and go on down to Millbauer Park. Pick up a few more specimens for our collection.
Then I'm coming down there, Gramps. I'm coming.
Oh, but you can't. You're under my magic spell. I think I'll go on down there right now. Bye.
Just wait 1 minute, Gramps. I'm coming with you.
Oh, but you can't. Not until I say so.
Gramps, I can't let loose.
Of course you can't. You can't just go breaking my magic spells.
But honest, Gramps, I can't. Let me down, Gramps, let me down. Gramps, my arms is tired. Please, Gramps,
Come
please.
down, bud. Come on down, bud. What is it, boy? What's the matter?
My hands wouldn't move. The tree was holding me.
Oh, you could have let go.
No, I couldn't, Gramps, because I couldn't let loose because my hands wouldn't move.
I thought we were just fooling.
I was just fooling at first, but then my hands wouldn't move because the tree was holding me.
By golly, boy, you sure do give a person the shivers sometimes. Almost think you believe that tree is holding you.
It was, Gramps. It was.
Oh, that old apple tree couldn't hold nobody.
Yes, it could. You wished it could.
Mr. Northrop! Mr. Northrop, come quick! Mr. Northrop! Mr. Northrop,
Oh, hello, Marcy.
supper's nearly ready. Time you get washed.
Thank you, Marcy.
You know, Miss Riffle was just over again.
Oh, was she?
She's been over every day since the funeral, and she keeps asking about your health.
Damned old hellion. Just waiting for me to die.
Oh, Mr. Northrop, you've got to keep your strength up. If you don't eat more than you have these past few weeks, well, you've got to take care of yourself.
Thank you, Marcy.
Pud seems awful lonesome lately, too.
Pud?
He doesn't seem himself at all.
That's so.
When you don't eat, he hardly eats a mouthful either.
That's what Miss Melly said. She said, he mimics everything you do.
That's right, he does.
If only I got there in time, Marcy.
Don't take it so hard, Mr. Northrop.
We had words, and she died before I could take them back. Ask her to forgive you.
She would have forgiven you for anything, Mr. Northrop.
She died, and she didn't forgive me. She died, and she didn't forgive me.
She understood. She would have forgiven you. Oh, I almost forgot.
Gramps,
Oh, boy.
should I sit here too?
Sure you should. What makes you think you shouldn't?
I think I should.
Supper soon, boy.
I'm not hungry.
Gotta eat, hungry or not.
Why?
Keep your strength up. It's just you and me now. Just you and me. I figure we gotta stick together.
You're damn right.
Shouldn't cuss, boy.
Well, why not? You say that.
I shouldn't either. Smelly didn't like it. Let's you and me turn over a new leaf.
What for?
So your Aunt Demi won't keep saying that I'm bad for you and keep trying to take you away from me.
We'll kill her.
Oh my lordy, almost wish we could.
We'll kill her. We'll kill her and then we'll put her in the ground. Then I'll say,
Hush. Hush.
"What's the matter, Gramps? Are you sick?"
Growing pains, I guess.
Here's your pipe, Mr. Northrop.
My pipe, Marcy? Oh, I don't believe I could smoke it, thank you kindly. My throat's a little sore, and fact is, I don't believe I'll smoke it anymore. Miss Nellie didn't like it.
But she did, Mr. Northrop. I know she did.
No. Miss Nellie thought it was a dirty habit. I guess it is.
She told me I was always to keep your pipe filled.
Miss Nellie, what? When?
Just before she died, I took her in a cup of tea, and she caught hold of my hand, and wait, I'll remember her exact words. She said, "Marcy, always see that Julian has his pipe."
Marcy, you wouldn't just make this up to make me feel better.
No, Mr. Northrop, I couldn't do that.
Give me the pipe.
Does it taste good, Gramps?
Better than anything I know, boy.
I'll go finish supper.
Why does your hand wiggle when you hold the pipe?
Did it, boy? Guess I haven't been keeping up my strength. Do feel kind of shaky.
Good evening.
Oh, it's you again. Ah. What do you want?
You?
Listen here. I ain't going with you at all. I'm staying right here with this young fella, and you're about as welcome as a fly on a currant bud, so now you know.
Your similitudes are a trifle earthy, but your point is clear.
My similitudes? What kind of talk is that?
Sure, yeah. What kind of talk is that? He sure talks funny, doesn't he, Gramps?
Yeah, you get off my land.
Now, let's not be difficult about it. Your wife was so charming to me.
Miss Nellie? Is she well?
Sorry. I can't tell you that. Only that she has changed.
Miss Nellie changed? That's what you think.
My dear man, let's not argue the point. And this time you can't fight me anyway. Come.
No. No.
Come now. Come.
No. No.
You're being difficult again. It's so easy and so pleasant. Now don't worry. Look at me.
Please, Mr. Brown. Before I go, could I just have one last apple?
Oh, all right.
You wouldn't mind getting it for me, would you?
Curious request. Oh, why not? Let's see, this one or this one?
I don't want none of them. I got you up in that tree, and that's where you're gonna stay.
We got him, Gramps, we got him!
By golly, boy, I believe we have.
Who are you? Come here.
Yes, ma'am.
Has Mr. Northrop told you why he's building this fence?
Well, not exactly, ma'am. Just to keep people away from the tree.
Why?
That if we touch the tree, we're in danger?
Danger of what?
I'm not exactly sure, ma'am. I thought he said we were in danger of our lives!
Very interesting. That's what he told me too. Dr. Evans, Mr. Pilbeam, how do you do? Glad you could make it. Julian's out back burying the dog.
What does he want us for?
Oh, he doesn't want you, gentlemen. It was I who asked you to come up. There's someone I'd like you to meet.
Who?
A friend of Julian's, a Mr. Brink.
I'm rather busy right now, Miss Riffle.
I appreciate that, Doctor, but I think you'd like to meet this friend of Julian's.
Oh, all right. Where is he?
Oh, well, just now he's up in the tree.
Where did you say he was?
Oh, right up in the tree.
I don't see anyone up there.
Oh, you won't see him. He's invisible.
What?
Oh, he's invisible. You see, right after Julian got Mr. Brink up in the tree, Betty, the old dog, saw him and barked at him. Well, Mr. Brink didn't like that, so he turned invisible. Well, shortly after that, Betty touched her nose to the tree and fell over dead. Julian had put her up back burying her now.
What is this anyway?
Is this some sort of joke, Miss Riddle?
What if I told you that I believed that this was the God's honest truth?
Afraid I'd say you were crazy.
Yes, I would be. And what would I tell you? What would you say if I told you that Mr. Brink is a man, just like you, who goes around taking people away when it's time for them to die? Now, if I believed in something like that, I'd be crazy, wouldn't I?
Well, I'd say you were positively nuts, Miss Riffle.
Yes. Well, I don't believe it. But Julian does.
Come, Miss Riffle, what kind of story is this?
Well, about an hour ago, I just happened to be driving by when I saw all these pieces of fence being unloaded by a truck. Naturally, I came by to see what was going on. Julian told me he was building the fence to keep people from touching the tree, and that if people touched the tree, they would die.
Die.
And not only that, Mr. Pilbeam, touching the tree is the only way to die. There's no more death in the world until Julian lets Brink down.
But you don't think Northrop really believes this?
Oh, Julian is an old man, and he's been through so much lately. I think it's perfectly obvious what's happened. His mind has suddenly snapped. Julian Northrop is as crazy as a loon.
Oh, no. I saw Northrop only day before yesterday, and he was sane as any man could be. He's just an old joker. I've known him for years.
Yes, you have. And Mr. Pilbeam's been his lawyer for years. That's why I asked you two up. Look, I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm simply asking you to see Julian and convince yourself that what I'm saying is true.
If Northrop should be insane, you'd have to take Pud, of course, wouldn't you, Miss Riffle?
Naturally, I'm next of kin.
Huh.
That's what I thought.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? You don't think I'm making this up about Julian?
I don't know what to think.
Ever since Nellie Northrop died, Mr. Pilbeam, you have tried to keep me from adopting Pud, even though you know it was her dying wish.
I simply said no court of law would believe you, Miss Riffle.
Well, I guess a court of law would be interested to know that there's a child being raised by a maniac. Let's be frank, Mr. Pilbeam. I intend on getting Pud away from this insane man's house before something awful happens. Tonight, if possible. There are ways of making things happen immediately, isn't there?
Well, yes. I'll tell you. I'm not a psychiatrist, but if I think Northrop's crazy, I'll talk it over with Grimes. He's the head of the insane asylum.
And you'll talk it over with him tonight.
When a person's insane, you don't usually let him run around loose.
Thank you, Doctor. Now, I'll just talk to the workmen and...
There, you there! What the hell do you mean by getting so near to that tree? Didn't I tell you to stay away from that tree on peril of your life?
Yeah, what the hell's the idea?
Go on back to that truck and unload the rest of that fence. Get a move on.
Get a move on.
And what tarnation are you doing around here?
Oh, it's just that I'm so excited, Julian.
And Pilbeam and Evans. My God, you've told them all about it, haven't you?
Oh, Julian, I haven't told him.
Yes, she's told us all about it. About the tree, the fence, Mr. Brink, everything.
I might have known it, I might have known it.
Well, what about it, Northrop? What's the answer?
It's the truth, Evans. It's as true as I'm standing here.
You mean there's someone in that tree?
And nobody in the world can die anymore?
No one can die until I say so. Unless they touch that tree, one of them apples, or Mr. Brink himself.
You're not serious about this, Northrop.
Oh, of course he's serious, aren't you, Julian?
Hey there, what are you up to anyway?
I'm just interested.
Listen, I don't want you telling anybody else about this. Got Mr. Brink up there? I gotta figure out what the hell to do with him.
You don't think you can keep something like this quiet now, Julian?
Look here, Northrop. Can you talk to Mr. Brink?
Of course I can talk to him.
Well, have you talked to him since you got him up there?
Haven't had time.
I wish you'd talk to him now.
What for? Just so as you can hear him?
Well, I just thought, perhaps if you tried to talk to him, well, you'd find out he isn't up there anymore.
Oh, he's up there all right.
Oh, do make him talk, Julian. I'd love to hear him.
Or would you then? Well, I believe I'll let you hear him. I believe I'll let you all hear him. Mr. Brink, can you hear me if I don't shout?
Sir?
See? Calls me sir.
See, he thinks something's answering.
Sorry I ain't had more chance to talk with you.
Perhaps I shouldn't say it, but I am not terribly upset by that.
You ain't mad at me, are you?
I think I might justifiably be allowed some slight irritation.
Well, remember, I wouldn't have put you up there without a good reason. Just trying to keep Demetria from getting the boy and the money that his father left him.
I appreciate that your motive was probably sincere.
Well, I got an idea, and it's going to put the rest of this business of her getting pud once and for all. You stand out there. You see this old battle axe? Her name is Demetria Riffle. You got anything on your schedule about when you're supposed to snuff her out?
Riffle? There's been no such name that has come to my attention yet.
Well, I'm going to keep you up there until it's time for you to exterminate her.
Oh, my dear man, that might be a long time yet. There's no telling how long the old battle that
That's the way it's going to be.
But for me to remain here any length of time might be considered by my superiors a considerable dereliction of duty.
Can't help it. Them's the terms.
Oh, well, I was afraid of that. Very well. Since you and your tree are so tenacious, I shall have to sit here and wait for Miss Riffle's call.
You think you can hold out that long?
My dear man, a human life is like the twinkling of an eye to me.
Oh, yes. Suppose it is. Well, there you are.
Oh, Julian. I'm sorry, I really am.
Sorry? What for? You heard Mr. Brink.
Oh, no. I didn't hear this thing in the tree say anything.
Well, you heard Mr. Brink. Toby?
I'm sorry, Northrop, I didn't.
Evans!
No, Northrop, I didn't.
Marcy! What the devil is going on here? Am I going crazy?
Listen, Northrop, it's probably just some sort of a dream or something. You'll probably get over it in a week or two and you'll be all right again.
Didn't nobody hear him?
Well, I heard him. He said, human life was like a twinkling of an eye to him.
Ye gods, that is just what he said. Just what he said. A dream, eh? What else did he say, Pike?
Well, he said he'd have to stay up there because you in the tree was timid. It was another funny word, Gramps.
Tenacious.
See what he's doing to the boy?
You see where that leaves you.
Well, I guess I'm just too dull to hear.
That's it. Must be. I guess you're all just too dull to hear.
Yes, that must be it.
I want to show you something, Northrop.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to eat an apple for you.
Hey! Gall darn fool, after I told you all about them apples, take one more step toward that tree and I'll brain you.
All right, Northrop. Let me up. I won't go near the tree.
Gall darn fool, trying to commit suicide.
All right, Northrop. I just wanted to make sure you weren't joking. You going to be home a little later this evening?
Of course I am.
Well, I may be over and talk some more about this.
All right.
All right. Well,
I must go.
Yes, I'll go along with you.
goodbye, Northrop.
Bye, Evans. Sorry to get rough with you.
That's all right.
And don't worry about none of your patients dying anytime soon.
All right, Northrop. Goodbye.
Bye. Well, back to work, Sonny. Back to work.
But why don't they hear Mr. Brink?
I don't know. Maybe they're all just too busy.
Oh, my dear man, that isn't the reason at all.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Brink. Why then is it that only Pud and me can hear you?
I won't go into it now, if you don't mind.
Just as you say. But there is one thing I'd like to know.
Well,
You don't suppose they'll hold it against Pud what I'm doing to you?
I have neither the inclination nor the authorization to dispense information relevant to your inquiry.
He still talks funny, Gramps.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just have to take that chance. Say goodbye to Mr. Brink, boy.
Goodbye, Brink.
Can't you say Mr. Brink?
Bye, Mr. Brink. Excuse me.
That's all right. Goodbye, Pud.
Well, back at it. We gotta finish this fence before nightfall.
We ought to work like hell to do it, though, Gramps. The king of Masona wore his crown upon his seat. Hey, Gramps.
How's that?
The king of Masona wore his crown upon his seat.
That's so. Where'd you see that?
In Sunday school.
I don't recall that particular passage. You don't suppose you mean the King of Macedonia?
I guess I mean the king of Massachusetts.
That's probably it. What did he wear his crown on his seat for?
He just wanted to sit on it. They're doing a pretty good job on that fence out there, Gramps.
Yep, they'll have it done by nightfall. What on earth did you do to your thumb?
Well, it hurt when I was building the fence, but Marcy put a heap of tape on it, so I guess it's all right.
A heap of tape. A heap of tape. Oh, yes. Adhesive tape will fix anything.
How long before Dr. Evans is coming over, Gramps?
Oh, he ought to be along any minute.
A syncope, syncope, syncope.
What's that?
Syncope.
What's that word?
I thought of it myself when I was thinking of a boat sinking and of pee. So I said syncope.
What more natural?
Say it, Gramps.
What would I want to go and say a fool thing like that for?
Please say it, Gramps.
Syncope.
Well, say it louder.
Syncope. Syncope, 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 syncope.
What was that?
Syncope. Hello, Marcia. Here you go. Off to bed. Here, Marcy. Sleep well.
Night, Gramps. See you early in the morning.
Good night. I'll get the door, Marcy.
Marcy, I bet I'll sleep like my top tonight.
I bet you will too, darling.
I should have been in bed hours ago.
Come on in. Mr. Grimes, please make your acquaintance.
Yeah.
Have a nip?
Haven't got time for that, Northrop. We really
As a
should.
matter of fact, Northrop, I've been telling Mr. Grimes about Mr. Brink and the tree.
Now, what did you want to go doing that for?
Well, he's very interested.
I don't suppose you believe he's up there.
Oh, sure, I believe it. I just wanted you to come along with me and talk it over. There's another fellow I'd like to have you meet, and he wants to hear about him as well.
It's like this, Mr. Grimes. I don't want a whole lot more people knowing about this until I find some way of proving it. Ain't everybody that can hear Miss Brink, and I just figured that I'm probably going to need to work.
What the hell's the use? Now get this straight, will ya? I'm taking you to the state insane asylum.
You're taking me to the insane. Demetria!
It's this way, Northrop.
Demi. Where is Demi?
Well, she's
Where is she?
outside, in the car.
Waiting for Pud.
It's just for observation, Northrop, and she'll keep Pud until you get back.
Sure. Now you come along with me, and you do as you're told, and you'll get better soon, hopefully, and you'll be able to come home again.
There ain't nothing wrong with me, Mr. Grimes.
Oh, well then we'll find that out.
Honest, there ain't nothing wrong with me.
Now, are you going to come along with me like a good fellow, or do I need to put a straitjacket on you?
Kinda looks like I gotta. I'll just go say goodbye to Pud.
No. You'll see him tomorrow. They'll bring him along to the asylum.
You better come along, Northrop.
Well, maybe it's just as well.
Come on, let's get going.
Yeah, I'll just go right along with you. Just march right up to the bughouse and surprise them.
Yes, that's the way. Surprise them.
I guess it will surprise them. See how easy I come along.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Come on, let's go.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
My badge. I've got to have my badge, like I wear in the parades. I'm a veteran, you know.
Yes, you couldn't march without your badge now, could you?
No siree.
See, it's all in how you handle them. Sometimes the best way is to humor them, but sometimes you've got to get tough with them.
Ah, here. For a minute I was scared it was upstairs. Now then.
Put that down, Northrop.
Put it down. Put it down now.
You know you're supposed to humor a crazy person. And since the both of you have decided that I'm crazy, you'd understand that I might just go wild if you didn't humor me.
Now look out there, Northrop. You're going to get yourself into trouble, and this is no way of getting out of it.
Only way that occurs to me in the minute. Now listen, I ain't going to no bughouse.
Listen, Northrop,
I ain't going to no bughouse, and I ain't letting that she-devil getting Pud. But I can see that I'm going to have to find some way of proving that what I've been saying with regard to a certain Mr. Brink ain't no poppycock.
Now be reasonable, Northrop.
sure, you could prove it to us later.
Evans, that your medicine kit?
Yes?
What you got in that kit?
Lots of things.
You got anything poison enough to kill a fly?
Of course, but
Listen, Northrop, you can play with all the flies you want when we get ourselves
You call it playing when a man's willing to risk his freedom on a fly?
what's a fly got to do with it?
I'll make a bargain with you. And you best take it too. Because otherwise I might let it just go wild as hell!
What's your bargain?
You take a tumbler, you get some poison. Put the poison in the tumbler, put the fly in the poison. If the fly dies, I'll give myself up to you, to the police, go to the asylum, do whatever you say.
If the fly dies, you'll come along with us without making any trouble?
I promise. Hope to die. Cross my heart.
Well,
It's the best way, Mr. Grimes.
All right?
okay.
All right. I'll get the tumbler, you get the poison, and Mr. Grimes, you catch a fly.
Well, he's crazy. He's raving crazy.
It looks like it. But don't think he won't use that gun. I know the old boy.
So we let him play with this fly. How do we know that he'll keep his word?
I think he will.
The word of a nut?
Well, what do you want to do? Take the gun away from him?
No, let him do it. No hurry.
But see here now. A bet ain't a bet that don't cut both ways. If that fly lives, you gotta swear that I'm sane.
I don't know about that.
Don't worry. I know damn well I can kill a fly.
No, you can't.
If I can't kill a fly, I'll quit medicine. You'll agree to this, won't you, Grimes?
All right.
You swear?
Yes. We swear, Northrop.
Sure. You don't have to worry about us.
Where's the fly? Here's one.
You got him?
Yeah. All right. You get the tumbler and the poison. Don't be so worried, little fly. You'll be buzzing around good as new in just a minute.
You're the funniest one I've seen yet, Northrop.
Yes, I am.
All right. There's enough poison to kill a horse.
And here's your fly. He ain't much of a swimmer, is he? Leave him in there. Let him get his belly full before you take him out. You've been practicing medicine quite a while now, ain't you, Evans?
That's right.
And you still think you can kill a fly?
I always thought I could, Northrop.
Well, you live and learn, Evans. You live and learn.
All right. He's had time enough.
Looks kind of sick, don't he?
If I ever saw anything deader, I don't know what it is.
He's dead, Northrop.
Now don't tell us that we don't know when something's dead.
I'll give this fly a minute. You'll come to yourself all of a sudden, like.
You're tough, Northrop. You're tough. But crazy. Well,
He'll come along, I think.
well, come on, let's get going.
All right, Northrop. A bet's a bet.
I'll be damned.
Come on now. Put down that gun.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He moved.
Huh?
He's drunk as a lord, but we didn't say anything about that. He's crawling right across that plate.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
God!
What is this, Northrop?
You didn't give him enough poison, Evans.
I gave him enough poison to kill 1,000,000 flies.
Well, something
And
happened.
you saw the fly and the poison yourself.
Now will you believe what I've been saying about Mr. Brink?
What to hell with that? Put down the gun, Northrop.
Hey, wait a minute. You said...
I said put down the gun. I don't know what kind of trick this is.
You promised him, Grimes.
I came here to get him. And by God, I'm going to do that. What's a promise to a lunatic?
So you don't believe it yet, even after I proved it to you.
You crazy bastard.
Look out, Grimes. Wait a minute.
Alright. So you ain't gonna keep your promise, eh? Well, there's another way of proving this. And it looks like I'm gonna have to use that way right now.
For God's sake, Northrop.
I'm gonna make another experiment. And I want you to be the witness.
He's crazy. He's dangerous.
What are you going to do, Northrop?
If a man was shot right through the belly at this short range, he'd die, wouldn't he?
Oh, good God, man! Look out there, Northrop!
Wouldn't he?
Why, yes, of course.
That's
But
all
he-
I want to know. Don't worry, he won't die.
You crazy fool! He'll be dead in an hour!
Stay up there, Mr. Brink. If you come down now, by God, I'm in a hell of a fix.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Evans. I didn't know you were here.
Good morning, Marcia.
Did you want to see Mr. Northrop?
Oh. Why, yes, I did. Is he up yet?
Yes, he and Pud are just finishing up breakfast. I'll go let him know you're here, and he'll be down in a minute.
Yes. Yes, do that.
Is anything the matter, Dr. Evans?
Anything the matter? Oh, no. No, I've just been up all night.
Is that a mouse?
Yes, Marcia. That's a mouse.
Oh.
Hello? Hello up there. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I was just,
Are you all right?
of course, why?
I just wondered, what did you want to see me about?
I thought I might need you.
Oh. I heard you didn't lock up Northrop last night.
That's right.
Well, how's that?
Oh, he's not crazy.
What?
He's not crazy.
Oh. Well, what you got there?
A fish pole.
You going fishing?
Been fishing.
Did you catch anything? That's a mouse.
Yeah. That's a mouse.
Well, what the hell's the matter with you?
What do you mean, what's the matter?
You got me out of bed.
Wait a minute, Philby. Don't get excited. We've got to keep our heads, because something's happened that'll turn this world upside down. Unless we can stop it. And you? Well, you've got to help me. Northrop shot Grimes last night, Pillbeam.
Good God!
Shot him right through the belly. He had internal hemorrhages, and it was an hour before I could get him to the hospital.
Well, what did you shoot him for?
He was experimenting.
He was experimenting?
Wait a minute. Grimes is all right.
He's all right. He's all right.
He's practically well. That's the trouble. According to everything I know about medicine, Grimes should have died last night, Pillbeam. But he didn't. Plenty of things should have died last night, but they didn't. I've been up all night trying to kill something. I've experimented on everything I could get my hands on. Insects, bugs. I've tried to kill every stray cat or dog I could find. And I couldn't kill a damn thing, except for that mouse. And you know how I killed him? Well, I tied him to the end of that fish pole, and I touched him to that tree.
Look, you've been up all night.
For God! You don't see anything up there, do you?
Not a thing.
Hear anything?
No, not a rustle.
Neither do I. But if there is anything up there, oh, by God, it's got to come down. It's got to come down, and you've got to help me.
Howdy, Evan!
Howdy, Pillbeam.
Oh, hello, Northrop.
Hello?
How's Mr. Grimes this morning?
Seems to be doing all right.
I'm real happy to hear that. Awful accident, that. How can I help you?
Well, I guess I owe you an apology, Northrop.
No, you don't. Wouldn't respect you if you believed a thing like this right off. You're a doctor. Kind of interesting, ain't it, Pilbeam?
Why, yes, it's very interesting.
Mighty nice chap, Mr. Brink. Real nice fella.
Thank you very much.
Ah, Mr. Brink, I didn't know you were up already.
Oh yes, I've had a lovely morning. I've had a mouse in my face.
What? Evans, have you been shoving a mouse in my friend Brink's face?
Good God, how could you know that?
Mr. Brink told me just now.
I've got to go.
Wait a minute, Pilbeam.
No, Jim, I've got a lot of work to do. I gotta go.
Stick around, Pilbeam.
Yeah, stick around. This is kind of a special occasion. Yeah. As a matter of fact, this is the morning that Demi thought I'd be in the nut house. I'm feeling real good this morning. And Pud was feeling pretty spry. Mr. Brink sounds pretty pert. Everybody's feeling fine. Except Demi. Bless her heart.
Northrop, there's a man in my hospital who's been suffering for 10 years. He's in constant pain.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Day before yesterday, I decided I would operate on him. And the operation wasn't successful. He's in more pain now than he ever was.
I'm real sorry to hear that, Evans.
I expected him to die last night. I hoped he would.
Yeah.
There's a nice old lady up in 2C, Miss Trenner. Do you remember her?
The old lady that used to have all the dogs?
Yeah.
God, I'd forgotten all about her.
Everybody has. She's been in there for 6 years. In bed. God, and she hasn't got much left. With only one idea. To die. This is just what's happening in one small hospital, you know. In a small town. There are 2 in Gainesville. And there are several million in the world, aren't there? Full of people, just like that.
Well, I'm sorry for all those people. Sorry for all. But if what you're hinting at is that I should let Mr. Brink down, you're off on the wrong track.
What do you think is going to happen, Northrop? In the next few days, when people find out that there's no more death.
But it's not true.
No more death! Think about it for a minute. Nobody died last night. Nobody's going to die tomorrow night. And nobody's going to die tonight. God, nobody's going to die until Northrop says that they can. Now, what do you think about that?
I think it's absurd.
That's right, it's absurd. 5 years from today, this world will be so overcrowded it won't be fit to live in. Think of the disease.
I don't give a damn. I got Mr. Brink up there, and up there he's gonna stay. That's where he's gonna stay until I'm good and ready to let him down.
Well, I've got a lot of work I gotta do. I've got a hell of a lot of work I need to do. Goodbye, Evans. Goodbye, Northrop. Nope.
Tain't that I'm afraid to go, Evans. I ain't afraid to die. It'd be real pleasant to find out what's coming next. But then there's Pud. I just want to be around in case he needs me.
Northrop, have you ever seen a man 110 years old?
No, I've seen a fellow just about that old. Old Ted Hudson's boy. Father. Or devil. Hey, what are you driving at?
I was just thinking, by the time Pud's getting to be a young man, you'll be getting about that age yourself.
No. When I saw myself getting that old, I'd let Mr. Brink down and take me.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You wouldn't be able to see yourself getting like that. You'd be too far gone by that time. You might even forget Mr. Brink was up there. You've got to let him come down, Northrop.
I don't want to be no nuisance to Pud.
You've got to let Mr. Brink come down today. Now, I warn you. I'll do everything I can to make you. You better think it over. I'll be back in an hour. Well, thanks for not letting me eat that apple yesterday.
You can have one now if you want.
No thanks. Goodbye, Northrop. Goodbye. And I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mr. Brink, if I let you down, you're bound and determined to take me, ain't you?
You'll be the first.
That's what I thought. Ain't no way of getting around that, is there?
None.
Didn't think so.
It would seem to me you've gotten out of quite a bit already.
I was just wondering, don't get upset. Mr. Brink, do you suppose Evans might be right about me being a nuisance to Pud?
Oh, my dear man. There's no doubt about it.
Here comes Casey Jones down the track. Bingity, bingity. Here comes Casey Jones down the track. Bingity, bing. Say, God, you're standing there in the middle of my railroad track. Get out of the way or I'll run you over. I guess I'll have to strike you dead, Casey. Boom. Say, look what you did. You wrecked my train all to splinters. Now I have to get a new engine. All right. Here's your new engine. Gee, thanks, God. Hop on, I'll give you a ride. Here we go. Bingity, bingity. Get out the way, everybody. Get out the way. Here comes Casey Jones. And God, down the track. Bingity, bingity. I love you, Gramps. I love you more than my engine.
Signed, James Evans, M.D.
Sheriff, would you read the last part of that document again? The part where Dr. Evans signed.
All right. Dr. James Evans, having testified that the said Julian Northrop is incapable of managing himself and his property, and is order of this court to be committed to the Gainesville Institution for the insane, according to the laws of the state, and is further order that the custody of the child John Gilbert Northrop be awarded to that Dimitri Riffle.
Well, Evans, looks like you got me fixed up good and proper, ain't ya?
I warned you I would do anything that I could.
And I suppose Evans has persuaded you that I'm crazy.
I guess there's no doubt about that, Northrop.
Oh, I'll take good care of the boy while you're in the asylum, Julian. I really will. Come now, Pud. You're to come with me now.
Gramps.
Oh, Northrop.
Wait a minute. I want to talk to Pud for a minute.
You two wait out in the car a moment. I'm sorry, Northrop, but I've given you all day to make up your mind, and I just can't wait any longer. So you're going to the insane asylum.
You're a pretty smart feller, ain't you, Evans? You figure I won't go to the nut house. You figure I'll go with Mr. Brink instead.
I'm hoping you will.
You figure, as long as I lost the boy, I don't care much what happens to me.
That's what I figure, Northrop.
You're a pretty smart fella.
What's the matter with Dr. Evans, Gramps?
I guess he's kind of sorry.
What's he sorry for?
Come here a minute, boy.
Okay.
I'm going away.
Where are you going?
Where the woodbine twineth.
You going with Mr. Brink?
Yeah. I'm going with Mr. Brink. You see, your Gramps is getting to be a pretty old man. And when you get to be a pretty old man, you get kind of tired.
Are you tired?
Right at this minute, I'm pretty doggone tired.
Well, let's go lie down and take a nap.
That's what I'm gonna do, boy. Only, the only way an old man can really lay down and rest is to go with Mr. Brink.
I'll go with you, Gramps.
You can't, boy. You got your whole life in front of you.
But I don't want my whole life in front of me. I love you, Gramps.
You shouldn't love me that much, boy. I've been doing some thinking. And maybe it ain't such a good thing that you're living here with me. No. Maybe it ain't. And maybe your Aunt Demi ain't so much of a pissmire as we thought she was.
Gramps!
No, maybe she ain't. And maybe it would be better if you was to go over to her house and live there for a while. What's the matter, boy?
You don't love me anymore, Gramps?
Oh, shut up, boy. I'm just trying to make you understand.
You don't love me anymore.
Of course I do. It's just that I gotta go away.
I'll go with you, Gramps.
You can't, boy. You can't.
Then I don't love you anymore either. I don't love you anymore either.
Wait a minute, boy. Wait a minute.
That's the better way.
Maybe so.
He will forget.
Maybe so.
What about Uncle?
Oh, I won't be going with you, Sheriff. I'll be going with Mr. Brink instead. Didn't Evans explain to you about Mr. Brink?
Oh yeah, he did. Well, get over it. Oh, nice.
Take it easy, Sheriff. Northrop, would you rather we left you alone?
No, I'd rather have somebody around.
Well, Jillian,
Honest to God, Demi, will you be good to Pud?
I'll be good to him.
Will you see you get some fun out of life?
I will.
Will you not go hugging him all the time like you do?
I'll be good to the boy, Julian. You don't need to worry. We have wonderful plans already.
What plans you got for him?
Well, we'll start off by getting him ready for school next year.
What do you mean, getting him ready?
Well, I'm going to teach him. That way, when he does get to school, he'll be ahead of all the others.
Ain't you gonna let him play any?
Of course, Julian. He'll have his play period, but he'll have education too. I'm going to mold his little mind.
His mind's forming all right as it is.
I'll teach him little poems to recite.
God!
I'll teach you to act nicely, Julian. To say yes, sir, no, sir. And to curtsy for all the old people.
Curtsy, Pud.
And when Miss Ramsdale's opens in the fall.
Miss Ramsdale's school is a girls' school.
Not anymore, Julian. There'll be 3 little boys there next year.
You're gonna turn Pud into a sissy. By God, you are still a pissmire! I changed my mind. I'm staying here and take care of Pud.
Northrop, how will you take care of Pud if you're in the asylum? Because that's where you'll be.
Yeah. Well, what the hell am I gonna do? Ain't no use in stretching it out. Bye, Marcy.
Oh, Mr. Northrop.
Northrop, I realize what it is that I'm asking you to do.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Brink, looks like the time has come.
Yes, the time has come now.
I suppose you're all ready.
Ready as soon as you say the word.
I hope you won't be holding nothing against me.
We'll see. We'll see.
Remember, the only reason I got you up there
was to keep Demi from getting the boy.
I've taken that under consideration.
I wasn't cheating. I was going to let you down as soon as you had word that you was going to take Demi.
I know, I know.
I don't suppose you had any word about
No, there's been no call for Miss Riffle. There's likely not to be for years.
What's that? You say you were supposed to take Demi an hour ago.
No, I said I probably wouldn't take her for years.
My God, Mr. Brink. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, if you're supposed to take Demi too.
But I'm not supposed to take her.
Did he really say that?
Yep. Supposed to take Demi an hour ago. Oh, this changes everything. Come on, Demi.
Okay, no, stop it, Julian. This is just so absurd. This is, Doctor.
I'm sorry, Miss Ripple, but when a person's time comes.
I don't believe it. I didn't hear anything up there. This is just so silly.
Thank you, Mr. Brink, for taking Demi too. I wonder, maybe you'd be willing to do one more thing. After you'd taken Demi, maybe you'd just slip the sheriff in on the side.
Hey, what the hell?
Fellow's trying to take me to the nut house.
Good God, Northrop. Do you realize what you're doing? This is practically murder.
Murder. Doctor, murder.
Listen, you. All of you. Northrop's as sane as anyone here.
What's this anyway?
Northrop's not insane. Do you realize what he's going to do? Death is up in that tree, and Northrop's talking to him. And if he lets him down, you're as good as dead. The both of you.
No, I don't believe it.
This is the wildest absurdity I've ever heard. I know perfectly well I have no authorization to take either of these people. It is utterly out of the question.
What's that? You'll take the sheriff too? Thank you, Mr. Brink. I appreciate that greatly.
No, nope, I don't believe it. I haven't heard anything up in that tree. Not a blessed thing.
I did. I heard him. I heard Mr. Brink.
You did.
No. You didn't.
I did. I heard him just as plain as I hear you. And he said that if he could just come down, that he would take anybody Mr. Northrop asked him to.
He didn't say he was going to take me first.
He did, Miss Riffle. He said he'd take you especially first.
That girl can't hear a word I say. She's the most inordinate liar I've ever met.
Did you hear him that time, Marcy?
Yes.
What did he say? Careful.
He said to please hurry and let him down. He's getting nervous and can't stand it a minute longer.
Yep, that's just what he said. Well, we better get a move on. We don't want to make him any angrier.
Oh, that would be impossible.
Bye, everybody. Then I'll be seeing you two in just a second. I'm going to start the magic words. Come on, Debbie. Come on, Sheriff, line up. Off to glory!
You said let me down.
Stop it, Northrop. Stop it. We'll do anything you want us to.
Look, Northrop, look.
You. Keep your hands off my boy.
I will, Julian. I will.
And you keep the hell away from me, too.
I will, Julian. I'll keep the hell away from you, too.
All right. Mr. Brink, from now on, anybody tries to make me let you down, you gotta take them too.
Oh, I will not. I will not.
Thank you, Mr. Brake. Now I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying right here and take care of Pipe. I don't care if the whole world goes to hell. The rest of you, get out of here. Get off my property. Go. Get out of here. If you ask me, you're getting off pretty lucky. I love you. And there ain't nothing in the world can stop us now. You and me and Pud, nothing in the world can stop us now.
Which world do you mean?
What was that, Mr. Brink?
Which world do you mean?
I don't understand.
Of course you don't. My poor man.
What did he say, Mr. Northrop?
He said, my poor man. I didn't like the way he said it, Marcy. I didn't like the way he said it. Pud! Where are you, boy?
Pud!
We gotta find him, Marcy. We gotta find him. I gotta explain. You didn't see nothing of him?
Not a thing. Maybe he went to see Jimmy.
You go check. I don't think he'd stay over there that late, but you go anyhow.
I'll be right back.
Pud! Time to come home now, boy! Pud!
Pud,
Oh, hello there, Mr. Brink.
what's the matter, Pud?
My Gramps doesn't love me anymore.
He doesn't?
No. Didn't you follow the conversation?
Yes. What are you going to do, Pud?
Well, I'm gonna run away, and then he'll be sorry.
What's that you've got there?
Well, this is the watch Pop Gramps wrote for me, and a couple of specimens, and some cookies I got.
And you're really going to run away?
Oh, well, of course I am.
I wouldn't if I were you.
You would too.
They'll only find you and bring you back. You're not big enough to run away, my little man.
I am so, and I'm not your little man. I'll spin your eye.
You might find that difficult.
Well, why?
I'm afraid you couldn't reach me.
Well, I could too.
You would be afraid.
Well, I'm not afraid of the biggest giant on Earth.
How do you know I'm not the biggest giant on Earth?
Because you're the littlest tree.
There's a certain logic to that. Your mind is taking shape. It's too bad that has to happen.
Why?
Because man's logic is the most pitiful thing about him. It stands in his way. It confuses him so that he can't quite see the giants. You won't be able to see them for much longer.
Well, I will too.
No, you won't. Not until you're your grandfather's age. Then you'll be able to see them again.
Nuts.
You're not very polite.
I'm politer than you are. You make squish this.
I'm afraid I've never heard that word before.
Well, neither did I.
You can make up words?
Sure, I can do anything.
No, you can't. Why, you can't even climb a tree.
Well, I can too. I climbed that tree before you got up again, and then I climbed down again. That's more than you could do.
You're right about that. But you couldn't do it now. Why, you can't even climb that fence.
Well, I could with one hand.
Let me see.
All right.
You'll never get up on that side. Best go to this side, it's much easier.
Ouch! That hurts my hand. I have to get a keep a tape.
Keep a tape.
Baby calf, baby calf.
Who's baby cat?
There you go, you're doing it. I didn't think you could. I guess you are stronger than I thought. That's it, now get a leg up. There, you're here, splendid. I guess you really can do everything.
Golly, I can see far up here.
Can you see me now?
Gee, yes. Why do you make your voice so whispery, Mr. Brink?
Don't you like it?
Yes.
Good. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
Look at me.
Gee, you've got funny eyes, Mr. Brink. They make me dizzy. You've got ghosts in your eyes.
Look at me again. That's it. Keep on looking at me. Give me your hand. Lean forward.
Gramps, Gramps, I keep a tape. My back hurts. My back.
Hush a minute, boy. Hush a minute. Mr. Brink,
Yes?
Pud's in terrible pain. Dr. Evans just left. Says he'll never walk again. Why'd you let him do it, Mr. Brink?
My dear man, I did not mean to hurt the boy. I only meant to take him. It was my only way out. I even waited a day to let the others try and force you. But you were too clever for them.
You could have found some other way than to pick on the boy.
It is only through the boy that I have any hope of getting down from here. He's the only reason you won't let me come down. Suppose I were to tell you that I was bound to stay out the time to which you sentenced me, until Miss Riffle dies.
You're not, are you? You're not. You don't have to stay up there, do you?
No. But I wanted you to understand how important it is for you, for your whole world, to deny me. Even now, the world is beginning to feel the pain, sorrow, and bewilderment in keeping me here. And it's getting worse every hour.
Guess I tried to bite off more than I could chew.
Much more.
Will you please come down and take us both?
Gladly.
Then please, come. Quickly.
Gramps,
Yes, boy.
Gramps, I keep a tape. My back hurts. My back.
There, boy. There. Just a minute. Just a minute.
No. You're first. There. That feels better now, doesn't it?
That is a load off. I'm as light as a feather. Here.
Hello, Mr. Brink.
Hello, Pud.
Are we deaded, Gramps?
I guess so. I feel like a 2-year-old.
I feel like a 2-year-old too, Gramps.
Mr. Brink, why didn't you tell us it'd be like this?
My dear man, I've been trying to tell you how pleasant it is to go with me, but you wouldn't listen.
Gee, you talk so funny, Mr. Brink.
Well, don't worry about me. Come along now.
But where are we going?
Oh, yes. That's kind of important. Where are we going, Mr. Brink?
You'll find out.
Well, how long will we be there for?
For eternity.
How long is eternity, Gramps?
Right smart piece of time, boy.
Well, we'll be there together, won't we?
You're damn right we will. You're damn right we will.
Julian, do you have to talk that way in front of the boy?
Oh, hell. I thought you said she changed. Hold on. Let me beg your indulgence for just a moment. You, the audience, honor us on stage at the end of every performance. At the end of a run, we stop for a moment and ask you to help us honor those whose contribution is a little less obvious. This time, we're dealing with a play that is literally years in the making. But the people who kept it going through multiple pauses due to COVID and fires are our director, Edie. And our assistant director, Michelle. Now you have your hands full again. In addition, oh yes, and that. We'll make sure this gets to Edie, to Michelle as well, right? Okay. In addition, this time the technical efforts were epic as well. We count on Jeff always.
Yep.
Ordinarily, it takes days, weeks, months, and years to train somebody to operate the technical apparatus around here. Danny picked this up in like the blink of an eye. And then once he had it going, since he has to be on stage, Tina took over the actual button. Our theater operator, technician, video expert, and by the way, pinch hitter critic, Earl. We thank you so much. The only thing it takes to have theater is someone to perform and someone to watch. And you are that audience for us. Thank you.
I want to say, I actually left flowers in the car by mistake. There's a woman who is I call her Superwoman, because if you look around, the theater is clean, the chairs have been wiped down to the floor, and it's Cindy Martin right here. Also, I want to thank the Williams family for the loan of the little dog Sassy.
She doesn't smell that bad either.
So thank you, everyone, and thank you for being here. And special thanks to Lynette, too. Thank you.
That wraps it.
Stop running yourself down. Why, you're the only God-fearing woman. Well, I wonder if that's what the voice of God meant. I wonder if you shouldn't bring Pud up. Me? Your own sister's child. And you could bring him up the way God wants. Maybe that's what the voice of God meant.
No, I thought of it, but I can afford to give Pud the things he